Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today is the, what did I just drop? Today is the 1 year anniversary of this tweet from Brad Garlinghouse. Today the SEC voted to attack crypto. Chairman Jay Clayton, in his final act, is picking winners and trying to limit U.S. innovation in the crypto industry to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then he goes on, we know crypto and blockchain technologies aren't going anywhere. Ripple has and will continue to use XRP because it is the best digital asset for payment, speed, cost, scalability, and energy efficiency. It's traded on 200 plus exchanges globally and will continue to thrive. The SEC, out of step with other G20 countries and the rest of the U.S. government, should not be able to cherry pick what innovation looks like, especially when their decision directly benefits China. Make no mistake, we are ready to fight and win. This battle is just beginning. Well, let me tell you what, folks. From the day of that tweet until today, I can promise you one thing. Look what I wrote here. All Jay Clayton had to do was create a level playing field. I bet he wishes he had now. Learn from Jay's mistakes, Gary Gensler. Now, let me tell you what. From the day that Brad Garlinghouse tweeted that, I could never, ever have even imagined that this would set in motion what, in my opinion, is the biggest exposure of the SEC in the history of this country. Not just the exposure of the SEC, but the exposure of things that have been happening in our government, Congress, and everything. And this right here, I guarantee you Jay Clayton wishes that he had tried doing a level playing field instead. And I'll guarantee you another thing. I'll bet you Joseph Lubin wishes he had kept his mouth shut and not gone out there and gloated to the world and like a giddy school kid and tried to brag about how he has clarity and nobody else does and that Ripple didn't get any. I'll bet you he regrets that too. But guess what? We're not even halfway towards them regretting it, because we're going to keep exposing the truth of their words. We have the timeline, we have the video, and we're not going away until we have a level playing field. Gary Gensler knows that what he's doing is not right. Jay Clayton knows that what he did was not right. William Hinman knows that what he did was not right. And we're not going away. And here's the bad news. Everything I've told you so far is good news. The bad news is there's thousands of us. We don't even know each other. Most of us don't. There's thousands of us, and we're pissed off, and we have all of the information, and we're going to keep putting it out there. I'm going to show you in this video, there's the second watchdog group has shown up, and they're wanting a piece of the action, and they love Freedom of Information Act requests from what I've seen. We'll get there, but this was look. You want to do the wrong thing? Man, I tell my kids this all the time. You do the wrong thing, and at some point, it comes back on you like a boomerang. And that's what's happened to these guys, but it's only going to get worse because, for one reason, they don't and never have had the truth on their side. And so, game on. All right. This is crypto coin market cap. The crypto market has been going up today. We had a pullback. Now, I was telling somebody a few days ago, I don't know when it's coming, but it comes every year about this time, and that is tax loss selling. So I kind of knew that it happens every single year, not because of crypto. It doesn't have anything to do with crypto. Towards the end of the year, a lot of people sell some of their things that they sell investments. So that some of their stuff is losses, and so they take losses that they need for tax purposes, okay? And so it's a natural evolution of this. I never thought that what was going on was like the bull market's over. I personally didn't. This selling goes on at the end of every year. Every year I've been in crypto, it happens. All right, crypto and blockchain predictions for 2022. We're beginning to see all of these articles. This one is a guy from Forbes, and he's towing the proof of work Bitcoin Ethereum line, as many of them do this time of year. It's still a thing, which is shameful, and it tells me that somebody doesn't really understand what's going on. Stable coins will let's see if he had another one. NFTs will become boring, okay? That's his first prediction. Then he says stable coins will become mainstream. Crypto payments are here to stay. And then his final prediction, Bitcoin will hit 100K. And this, you could literally, all the prediction articles that you see in this season, and you'll see a lot of them, you can pretty much copy and paste that one, because every single one of them are going to say the same thing. Here's another one, Yahoo Finance. Now this one had some good things in it, or at least one or two. Experts predict that the crypto market will look like in 2022. Here's the copy and paste. Bitcoin will hit $100,000. They've all been, the Bitcoin marketing machine, they said, here is what you should put in print. Bitcoin will hit $100,000, and keep saying it over and over because we said so. Then he says more countries accept Bitcoin as legal tender. This is the one that I believe is important, because I've told you on this channel, it's picks and shovels, folks. It's not just digital assets. That's what's great about this time around. When we had the internet boom, it was, if you didn't own the equity, you weren't going to make a bunch of money. This time you have both. You have digital assets if they have a real use case, and you have digital asset companies they're not just going to be IPOing, but if you're lucky enough if you look here, if you're lucky enough to be an accredited investor and have a link to account, linqto.com, one of my sponsors, you're able to get into this private equity. They just loaded up more Ripple because it keeps selling out. BitPay was loaded up yesterday and immediately was gone. They're out of Kraken. There's some Uphold and some Link to. That's about it as far as blockchain goes. So I will continue to buy that. I've bought most of the. I didn't get any BitPay, but it wasn't because I wouldn't have. If I had the money ready to do it, I would have done it. Bank XRP tweeted this out. This is big, folks. This is something I hit about a year ago. And I'm going to show you something interesting for those of you that have not seen it. Bank XRP. XRP sent to space via Starlink. Okay, this is Starlink's. You know, Elon Musk is putting the Starlink satellites. Oh wait, this might be something different. Starlink is delivering. Okay, yeah, I think they're talking about Starlink satellites. Anyway, he retweets this. Just sent $1 million over Starlink with XRP for a fraction of a penny. Now that is cool. Now look at this article. This is ProCoinNews.com, who's also one of my sponsors, but I log on to them like I used to log on to the Drudge Report. They have links to exterior articles, and to me it's the best. It's a nice, simple, if you look at the flow of it, it's almost just like the way the Drudge Report is done. It's simple links to what the articles that they've found are the most relevant in crypto right now. But they also do their own articles, which is what this one is. Elon Musk connected to XRP. Now in this article, they've got a lot of stuff that I found over the last year or two. If you look, if you start to scroll down, somebody's at the door, but I think my mom's here, so my mom's going to get it. Okay. If you go down this article, I'm just going to show you a couple of the interesting things from this article. It's about the ties that Elon Musk has to what am I trying to say? XRP. All right. First, you need to understand Elon Musk started PayPal. PayPal, I've played video on this channel before that PayPal, their idea from the very beginning, because I've played video, was to create a digital currency, like a global currency. He has an obsession, for those of you that don't know, he has an obsession with the letter X. He owns X.com, and I think PayPal used to be called X.com. Okay, he still owns that domain. Okay, he has, as you know, he's got SpaceX, he has Tesla, and there's a Model X. Okay. And then as you go down, you'll see he actually named his son XAE A12. Okay. All right. Then if you keep going down, this is really a fascinating thing. What happened to PayPal Galactic? Many of you don't know, but in 2013, let me see if this comes up.
PayPal is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year and is announcing its vision for how payments will support a growing space industry in PayPal Galactic.
Space tourism is opening up to all of us in the next decade or so.
Let me stop there. So in 2013, PayPal announces PayPal Galactic. That is David Marcus, same guy who eventually started Libra, which is Facebook's digital currency that they changed the name to Diem. He recently left the Diem project, but he's the one that started it. So PayPal Galactic, which they bring up in 2013, is never heard about again after 2013. But what happened in 2013? Peter Thiel from the Founders Fund was his venture capital firm. Peter Thiel is the guy that started PayPal with Elon Musk. The Founders Fund invests in what? Ripple. Okay? Then we go down. This right here is interesting too. Listen to the beginning of this Space Force clip. Ah, crap. I didn't mean for that to happen. Let's see if we can get it. Actually, I'm not going to play that video. I just wanted you to, this is the quote out of the video. When private companies are building a new economy beyond our planet. Okay, and then it goes on. And then it reminded me of when David Schwartz was wearing the Space Force shirt when at one of the Ripple parties for like their anniversary, first year or some year anniversary of being in business. Then there was this one. This is Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal with Elon Musk in '99. This was planned long ago. This is a video worth watching if you've never watched it.
And that's the kind of choice governments like China, India, some of these other countries are going to face. They will either have to shut down the telecommunications network and make it illegal for you to own a cell phone, or they will have to basically give up the kind of monetary sovereignty they've had and the enormous power that they've been able to wield as a result of this kind of sovereignty over the last many years. And I think this process is already full-fledged. The dollarization worldwide is going to be accelerated enormously by the technology. Now, the second theme is a little bit more speculative, and that is that getting rid of money altogether, going from digital dollars, from any kind of government-backed currency to purely private currencies. And what a private currency, what private money, I think, fundamentally means is that there is no medium of exchange. You exchange value for value rather than exchanging value for something the government says has value for value. And whenever you have this intermediate step of the government saying something has value, that's where you have the subterfuge, the sort of legerdemain come in, the game of musical chairs where every now and then a chair gets pulled out and it turns out that you're the one holding a dollar bill that's all of a sudden become worth a little bit less. And the kind of exchange of value for value, the classic model would have been some sort of a barter model. That obviously has enormous transaction costs associated with it. These transaction costs go down in a digital age. And the kind of model that I think is the most likely to take place is one where you have other kinds of financial instruments that are very, very liquid. The one I would cite in the UML disagreement, it's a disagreement on emphasis, is I don't think the big fights on this are going to be fought in Washington, D.C. I think that, actually it's for all the reasons Richard cited. The people in D.C. are completely backwards. They don't understand any of the technology, and even to the extent they can, it can't be stopped.
All right, so that's interesting too. Now, and keep in mind that was from 1999, folks. Then this is Luke Nosek. He was one of the guys that founded PayPal. Okay, this is him in Davos in 2019. Listen to this.
Many people don't know this, but the mission of PayPal was to create a global currency that was independent of interference by these corrupt cartels of banks and governments that were debasing their currencies. And we succeeded at building something very economically very powerful, enabled many small businesses. We're super proud of it, but we never achieved the mission. And I don't think it is solved by PayPal, precisely for the reason that you brought in the Venezuela case, where PayPal is simply too centralized and too attached to the big financial institutions, Visa, MasterCard, the ACH networks, the SWIFT network, and it will do whatever it needs to do to keep those institutions happy. It doesn't.
All right, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of these things. And then you got here, he doesn't respect the SEC. He has held XRP. Now, this guy says, my opinion only, Elon has held XRP for a very long time. Simply does not add up that he does not. Now, what we do know also, let me see, let me make sure there's nothing else I'm missing here, because I've dug up a lot on this in the past, and I'm not going to remember all of it if I don't see it in here. Anyway, you can, this is an excellent, see, this is what we've been needing. You don't see this on CoinDesk. If you look at the way they've put this together, they're pulling in people's tweets, the videos. So you're looking at an article, you're getting their thoughts, but in the article you're also able to watch video, and you can put all this together in your mind. This is the way it should be done on these news sites. But they don't all do this. It's more of a narrative you're getting. These guys are pulling in the thoughts and opinions of people, and they're putting them in these things, and it just makes sense. Now, trust you me. Now something else you need to know. I think it's, is it Square I'm thinking about? I think it's Square. It starts with an S. But anyway, they invested in Stellar back in the beginning, okay, when it first started. They invested in Stellar. Elon Musk was one of the backers. I'm trying to think if it's Square that I'm thinking of, or a different one that starts with an S. But anyway, so you can look it up. But if you look it up, Elon Musk was one of the backers of this company that bought into Stellar, and it said in articles that I've pulled up before that they took some percentage of the XLM. And then over here you've got the Founders Fund, which is Peter Thiel and some of the other guys from PayPal that invested in Ripple, and you know they probably got XRP too. So it's there. It's there if you really start looking. But anyway, I thought this was a fascinating thing to bring up, and then and another thing that's real key here. There's two things that you will never hear Elon Musk talk about or comment on. You know what those two things are? XRP and XLM. Now, if I've learned anything from running this channel, there's one thing I've learned. The smart people, the people that make the big money, if you're hearing them talking about it, they invested a long time ago. When you hear them start really talking about it, almost like they're marketing it, they parked their money a long time ago. I fully expect that at some point you're going to start hearing a lot of wealthy people all of a sudden, like for instance Barry Silbert. I've always found it odd and very interesting that Barry Silbert, there's a tweet. Remember, Barry Silbert owns the Digital Currency Group. Digital Currency Group is an investor in Ripple, okay? Early investor. Barry Silbert says, he said there's a tweet, and I can find that too, I believe it was 2016, where he says that they own XRP. Fast forward to another tweet in about 2019. He doesn't say that they don't own XRP, but he's in a dialogue on Twitter, and he says, XRP's not on our conviction list yet. And I asked him when I saw that, I've thrown the tweet out there from 2016. I said, yeah, it's not on your conviction list, but do you still own it? Because I'm betting you do. And we know Tim Draper owns XRP, but never talks about it. And I asked him personally, and he told me the truth, because Tim Draper is one of my favorite people. He's a straight shooter. But he's out there talking about Bitcoin all day, every day. But he owns a pot of XRP. and after, I even asked him after the SEC lawsuit, did you sell your XRP when the SEC lawsuit came out? And he started laughing. Oh, no. I've actually got the video. I'll play that in my next video so you can see. All right, I've gone long enough here. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that Tim Draper hasn't sold any XRP. That's a hilarious thought to